there she is, the beautiful Meagan Fettes. How are you
Hello.
doing?
Oh, I'm so good. How are you, Dr. V?
I am so excited to have you here for this great discussion we're going to have today. And then we have an amazing offer for people at drvbi.com. Let me move that over. There you go, drvbi.com. drvbodyimage.com. It's going to be cool. All right, so Meagan Fettes is known as the Joy Coach. She's a yoga instructor, but she really helps people and her high-end clients focus on connecting the mind and the body together. And when I learned that, I was like, dude, we have major body image issues in the weight loss surgery community. Isn't that right? I hear a cat. You have a cat?
I have 5 cats right now. Our cat just had kittens.
Oh, no. Okay. So that's all right. So the weight loss surgery community has a huge problem with the mind-body connection, especially after massive weight loss. So let's talk about that real quick. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background, and why should people listen to you? You know, a lot of the obesity community are skeptics. They don't trust skinny people. I had to win them over. I had to really convince them that I knew what I was talking about. So I need you to convince them. Why should my audience listen to you?
Totally. So it's kind of interesting, and I don't even think I've shared this with you, Dr. V, but a lot of my background actually was in sciences. I went to university for my Bachelor of Molecular and Cellular Biology.
Oh, wow.
With a minor in psychology, because I'm a brain geek. And through that process, I actually got really sick, and that changed my whole journey of life. And I ended up following my journey of yoga. And what I loved about it was it just explained so much to me. Like, it explained the lack of the mind-body connection. It explained why we have more challenges, why we stay kind of caught up in our past experiences versus in the present moment. And so that's been my journey, and I still continue to dive into the knowledge and the tools.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't yoga mean I just totally forgot.
It means
union.
Yes.
I know what it means. So it means union. And I always thought of it as union between you and the universe, but it really could mean between your mind and body, yes?
Yeah, totally. And a lot of people kind of differentiate, like in yoga, we talk a lot about like, you are not your body, you are not your mind, but you are the connection between the two.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's that unionization of the two, so that you can actually create and live in that experience, which is really unionization of the universe as well.
And then you also had kind of a rough growing up. Do you mind sharing that story again? Because you shared that one time and it was super powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. So I, through my experiences, experienced a very abusive relationship, quite a bit younger. And from that experience, I fell into a path of drug abuse and alcohol abuse. And it was a really challenging thing to move through because it was accessible. It was easy to escape. It was that self-punishment because I didn't feel good about myself. And so that was the other piece that really connected for me, was the mind-body connection and realizing how to let go and move through the processes of the past.
And now you instruct high-end clients and hold regular classes and retreats and conferences for people trying to learn your techniques, right? Yeah.
So I facilitate yoga teacher trainings. And then I also work one-on-one with clients, both on the business mentorship side as well as the personal development side. And all to really help fuse the tools in everyday life so that it actually works for them.
That's awesome. And then this last February, you came and you were a speaker at my conference, Velocity, and you met a lot of the weight loss surgery community there, right?
Oh, yeah. And so many inspiring individuals, like, holy smokes. I loved hearing everybody's like stories and seeing pictures.
And transformations.
Like, it was incredible. Yeah, the transformations are amazing.
Had you worked with the weight loss surgery community before that, or not really? Or have you had clients that have had massive weight loss?
I've had clients that have had massive weight loss, but not specifically with the weight loss community.
The weight loss surgery community. So what do you feel is one of their major challenges? What is one of the major challenges of the weight loss surgery community when it comes to the massive weight loss?
Well, one of the ones is being able to connect their body with their mind, because when we go through those big transformations, it's challenging to go through that grieving cycle of who we were in the past and let that piece go and then come into who we are now. And so there's almost like a little bit of a space of limbo. And I find a lot of individuals kind of reside in that space, right? Like you want to lose this weight, you want to make changes in your life, and you do it, but now what? So that, I think, is the biggest challenge, is that excitement, that drive, and then just that pause.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people get really excited. We call it, it's surgery day. It's almost like a new birthday. So they can't wait to have their weight loss surgery. And then once they have their actual weight loss surgery, that first month is a really total mind fuck, because it's not anything that they thought it would be. And then fast forward 9 months, a year later, and the weight loss surgery could be, it's oftentimes considered slow in their minds, but it's rapid in other people's minds when you know, they've lost 100, 125, 150 pounds, right? And so that sort of rapid transformation really messes with your mind, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And often there's like the expectation involved of like everything else changing around you in that massive change. And so there's like the brain still has to kind of get caught up with the new image and the new body and the new place that you're in. But then it's also rediscovering where you fit in every aspect of life, like in your relationships, and not just relationships with people, but relationships with everything that you've experienced in life. And
I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit here. I'm not an asshole. I'm just poking the bear with a stick real quick. So sometimes when people say, I don't see it, I look in the mirror and I don't see the changes. I don't see what other people see. People like me, I kind of want to go, yeah, whatever. Shut the fuck up. You know, quit saying that. Do you really believe that's true? Do you really believe that people don't see it? Don't see the changes? Really?
Definitely.
How so? Explain that to me.
And I've gone through it myself, maybe not to the same extent as some of your audience, but even after after having my second child, my body didn't go back to what it was. And so I put in a lot of work, and I still couldn't see myself where I was.
Had you gotten back to where you were?
Not 100%, but way better than I was.
Okay, so you had lost some weight, but you still didn't see it. What did you see exactly?
When I saw was when I actually started to be with my body. So, and I know that sounds really weird, but it's really just taking that time to acknowledge what your body does, how your body supports you, and actually creating that mindful connection.
So let's go back to the cause. What do you think causes the disconnection between the mind and the body?
It goes back to like traumas. So our mind and our body are never truly disconnected, but it goes back to traumas that we've experienced or past-based experiences. Shame will often disconnect based out of shame. And usually it's just to dissociate from pain.
You think we're trying to run away from something then?
Yeah, exactly.
And that causes like a split in our mind, or what?
Yeah. So instead of still being, and it's not necessarily a disconnect from our body, but it's a desire to disconnect from the present moment.
Desire to disconnect from the present moment. Okay.
Yeah. So in those moments, things feel really big, or they feel really challenging to experience. Okay. And instead of going through that discomfort, we dissociate from it.
I'm going to write that in the comment section, to disconnect, because I think that's super powerful. Disconnect from the present moment. So what I'd like to do is kind of talk about how do we get over that, some tools and techniques, give my audience some techniques, and then follow it up by talking about the grieving process, which we've talked about before, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go through, like, if someone is one of my patients or one of my followers who just don't see the changes or have trouble seeing their new you, what do you recommend they do to change that? How do they get reconnected? What's a simple first step? Let's do with a first step and maybe a second step.
Yeah, totally. So a simple first step is really connecting to the why did you want to lose the weight in the first place? So what was this going to create for you? And not just like, and often when we create the whys, we get very surface. It's like, oh, well, I want to be healthy, or I want to have confidence.
That's very superficial fluff is what I call that.
Yes. And it's like the definition of that for every single person is different. So dig deep. Like, what is confidence to you? What does that look like? What does that mean? How will you know when you have it? And really gain that clarity around those whys so that you're established in like you versus just doing it because. So that's one of the biggest steps.
So step one is figure out why you had surgery. Figure out. And what would step two be?
Step two would be start doing the things that you really want to be doing now that you've had the surgery. So, for example, one of the biggest things that disconnects us from our body and mind as well is not moving. Like we can't just have our mind and we can't just have our body. So usually when we're not liking our body or something's up that way, it's an indicator that we're not moving our body in enough ways. So it might be even breathing, right? Breathing intentionally is still moving your body.
Never thought about that, but yeah.
So what kind of movement can you take? What's going to feel good for you? What's going to connect you to your body? And it's going to be different for everybody. Like maybe it's getting out and hiking, maybe walking.
So that's a great one because, like, for example, if someone's lost 100 pounds and now maybe they have the endurance and the safety actually to actually go on a hike, right? And using that new body.
Yes,
right?
Totally.
And for some people, they might have been really inside their houses for a long time because they couldn't get out. And now for them, their new body, using their new body might be something as simple as walking around the block or doing water aerobics, right?
Yes.
Something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So once you start to create that clarity and you start to build in that movement, then it's starting to shift the mind. So shifting the mind in terms of like landing in a space of gratitude. And I mean, I know there's been a lot of push with mindfulness, and what really mindfulness is bringing your mind to the part of your body that you're moving or that you want to be connected to so that you're mindful in that area.
Yeah, that's interesting because I talk a lot about mindful eating for my patients, right? So it's really the same idea as like physically being conscious about how you actually chew your food, taste your food, you know, all those gustatory factors and stuff.
Totally. And the same goes with your body, right? Like when we're moving, we want to have mindful movement because then it reconnects the mind and the body. It allows you to feel.
Yeah. We're going to go on to one more tip, but are these things stuff that you teach on the online course that people can find at drvbi.com?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. This is like just one of the many tools that we go through in the course.
So one of the many tools. So if you guys are interested, we're launching our online course today, drvbi.com. Just open that. It's drvbodyimagebi.com. And you can look at that, but don't purchase it just yet because we're going to offer you an amazing coupon that's going to save you a lot of money here at the end. I talked to Meagan into it.
Yeah.
I was kind of responsible for it. So let's move on.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was really generous of you, actually. So you and I have talked about a very simple early morning meditation that you can do to help your mind get reconnected with your body. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, totally. So it's the mindful body connection meditation. And this is honestly my favorite way to start my day. And because really when you think about it, when you wake up, you're a brand new person. You've recharged, you are reset. So take the time to actually bring your hands to the part of your body. And I always start at the crown of my head. And I bring my hands to the crown of my head and I close my eyes and I notice my breath. And then start to bring in gratitude for that part of your body. So for your head, it could be the fact that it's holding in your skull. Like it's your skull, it's your brain, giving you the ability to think, the ability to move, to learn. And then move down your body to each part so that you're actually acknowledging what each part of your body does for you, even those parts that make you uncomfortable.
So let's do that real quick together. You want to start with the head?
Totally.
Ow, my hair. Ow, my hair. Ow. Ow, I poked myself. Just kidding.
Totally. Okay, so you start, and like every day can be different. One of my favorite ways of doing this is to like acknowledge how many different things I can be grateful for in that part of my body.
Let's rewind real quick. So I get out of bed. My hair looks like this, and I pee, and then I start this. Is this what you want the viewers to start this when they first wake up, right?
First wake up, because how you start your day is how you're going to be the rest of your day.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
So yeah,
so what are we going to do?
Okay, so you bring your hands to your head, and with your hands, press in a little bit or massage so you can actually feel that part of your body. And then bring your mind to that space so you can feel. And then
eyes closed, eyes open. Does it matter?
It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
I personally, when I'm doing it myself, like my eyes closed. Totally.
Yeah, it feels good. So I'm focusing with my eyes closed. I'm now focusing on my actual fingertips and where it's touching my scalp. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So focus there. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then bring in all the things that you're grateful for in that aspect of your body, that part of your body.
So specifically, what are you grateful for your head is what you're saying?
Your skull, your hair, whatever it is that you want to bring in gratitude in this area of your body.
My receding hairline. I'm grateful for I'm grateful for my big brains. I'm grateful. What would you say? What would you say? Because I'll give you an example. Like for a lot of weight loss surgery patients, they have thinning hair or hair loss after weight loss surgery. How could this might make them feel really uncomfortable to touch their thinning hair. So what would you tell them to say?
Yeah. So acknowledging that their hair is there, acknowledging that their hair is growing. It might be thinning, but it's still there and it's still growing.
It'll come back, grow back thicker. Can you say that?
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah. Because gratitude doesn't necessarily have to be just for what is. It can also be for what you want to create.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Right? So it's just creating that space of actually acknowledging, what's in this moment and what you want the outcome to be.
Okay. So then what's next? You move down the body?
Yeah. So you can go into your eyes and you can place your hands just over top of your eyes lightly. And
who turned out the lights?
And start to acknowledge what your eyes do for you. So the gratitude for being able to see, to be able to see your body, to be able to see your loved ones, to be able to see the beauty in this world.
Let's get to fast forward to like a really sensitive area. So for like a lot of my viewers, the weight loss surgery patients have a lot of loose skin on their belly. Their skin can often hang down, and massively too. We often call it an apron. It can look so big and drape way down. So it's a lot more than just loose skin from a pregnancy, right? It can be very extreme. So that area can get rashes underneath, fungal infections, can be moist, can smell, you can have issues with the hygiene, stuff like that. So it becomes a sore spot, so to speak, for a lot of weight loss surgery patients. So what would you say to them? And let's say they really dislike how their belly looks. What would you tell them to do?
And that's going to be an area anywhere that's discomfort to like focus on. I encourage that you spend more time there, because that's really where like the true juice is at in this process, like where it's going to be the true transformation.
Spend more time on areas of discomfort. Love that. And what are you going to do?
Bring your hands onto your belly. And again, you can move your hands to create a little bit of a greater sensation or connection, or you can keep your hands still, close your eyes, bring your awareness to that space, and then bring in gratitude. Now, in those uncomfortable areas, it's going to be a little bit more challenging because instantly the judgments are going to come up. And the ideas of shame or the ideas of what's not working is going to come up. And that's okay. Like, I don't want you to say you're like, it's not working or you're doing it wrong, because really having that awareness of it is okay. Just accept it and then let it go.
Yeah. You glanced over something really quickly that I want to revisit because it's super powerful. Feelings of shame might come up. That's a really powerful emotion, and it's a terrible one.
It is.
So how do we work them through that? How do we work my audience members through this? They're touching this loose, flabby skin on their belly. How do they overcome this shame?
Yeah. So one thing that I encourage that, especially in that space, to acknowledge is that loose skin is really a trophy. And I know I'm saying that kind of quite out there, but it is a depiction of the hard work that you've put in, the choices that you've made to move through and make this change for yourself.
Right. And I call it a badge of honor.
Yes. Because it's something like, and I loved that aspect of meeting so many people in your audience in February, because every single person that I met, holy smokes, did they ever inspire me. To have that, to make that choice, to have that dedication to themselves, to this process, is absolutely phenomenal. And so acknowledging that, because the reality is that you made a change. And so that's what that is showing. You made a transformation, and transformation isn't easy. It's in fact very messy.
Transformation is messy, very messy.
Oh yeah.
So let's go back to the patient, right? So they're standing. Do you want them in front of a mirror?
They can be in front of a mirror or not. It doesn't matter. If their eyes are open, like if you want to have your eyes open during this meditation, stand in front of a mirror so that you can see and you can feel. So then you're going to access everything that's going to bring you present with your body.
So tactile sensations and visual sensations. Yeah.
And if you're doing the meditation with your eyes closed, then you don't need to be in front of a mirror.
Okay. So they're going to hold this apron of skin and what?
Yes.
Just love on it, or?
Yes. And again, I know it sounds very counterintuitive, but we want to embrace the opposites. Because judging yourself doesn't work. It doesn't move you into a new space. It just keeps you in the past.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Judgment is bad too.
Yes. So
self-criticism is a whole nother topic. Self-criticism is a whole nother topic.
Oh yes. That one's a good topic. I love that topic.
Yeah. You know, I was really impressed when, I don't think a lot of patients, my followers understand this, but I edit my own videos and create my own courses. So I'm actually creating the course with Meagan, drvbi.com there. And so I've been editing your videos and uploading and adding B-roll and sound effects and stuff to it to make it more interesting. And cool. The story you shared about your own body image issues after your pregnancy was super powerful. Can you share that story? Like when you were trying to figure out your own body image issues, what did you say about your belly to get over that? So
one thing that I used, because I got into that space of judgment where I would look at my belly and just kind of disconnect from it. And I knew that it wasn't working for me. So I would do this mindful meditation and bring my hands to my belly. And I started bringing in gratitude for the safe house that it created for my child, for being able to create a baby, for being able to support and bring two beautiful kids into my life.
Yeah. I've never really quite heard it said that way, which is it was a house for my babies.
Totally. And it's, you know, sometimes we forget how incredible our bodies are. Like our bodies are truly magnificent. And sometimes we just have to take that step back and acknowledge that versus force the expectation of what we think it should be.
Well, more than just acknowledging it, I would say it's honoring it. When, you know,
Yes.
honoring the function of your belly, your uterus, and this loose skin is a result of that, right?
Absolutely. And I mean, really, like our belly does so much for us. It digests our food, it nourishes our
Mm.
body. It, I mean, there's more and more studies coming out about the the brain that our belly really has, and our how much it does in terms
Mm.
of pulling out the nutrients to support us,
Mm.
manages stress, our immune system, like everything. So that area specifically, although it's a uncomfortable area for a lot of people, it does a lot. So
I have a
there's
question.
definitely a lot to be grateful for.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what the largest organ in your body is?
I don't.
Give me a guess.
I was going to say your intestines, but I don't think,
Intestines.
yeah.
The answer is actually your skin.
I totally. Actually, it's so funny because that's the area of my study right now is like the
Yeah.
fascial system.
Right. So yeah, your skin is your largest organ. It's actually a Trivia Pursuit question. So if you get that on
Ooh.
Trivia Pursuit, now you know.
Yes.
But the reason why I bring that up is because we take it for granted, right? We go out into the sun without sunblock, and then we wonder why we have brown spots and skin cancers. Women put on a lot of oily makeup on their faces and wonder why they have bad acne, and they don't take it off at nighttime. They don't take good care of
Totally.
their skin. Here's a simple one. People don't hydrate themselves enough, and hydration is really important to your skin,
Yes.
right? So we do this for years and years and years, and then we have this weight loss surgery and lose massive amounts of weight, and now we hate our skin.
Yes.
But do you know why people who suffer burns die? What causes them to die? Not the pain.
No.
Yeah, it's actually when their skin burns off, they actually end up dying from exposure. By that I mean they don't have the integrity of their skin anymore, so they have massive fluid losses,
Mm.
right? So our skin is a barrier, massive fluid losses, massive infection rates, and if you're burnt over 50% of your body, your death rate is like something like 85%. It's super high, super high.
Wow.
Yeah, so our skin does a lot for to keep us alive, is my point. And
It does.
we mistreat it. We don't honor it. We don't value it. And once we have weight loss surgery, we think like, oh my God, just have the surgeon cut it off already, or I hate my loose skin, or I hate this or that. And I'm trying to tell my audience, this is why I love having you on here, is like, dude, you can't hate your skin. You have to love your loose skin. It's a badge of honor. You have to take care of it. And yes, and save up for plastic surgery and all that stuff. But in the process, honor it and thank it for doing its job.
Absolutely. And recognize like we're all human. And I think
Mm.
sometimes we get caught up in this idea of comparison. Like we look at
Mm-hmm.
other people and we assume that their life or their journey is more powerful,
Mm.
but it's not. I mean, every single one of us is going through this incredible journey. And so honor that and acknowledge that within
Mm-hmm.
yourself, because your skin, your body, everything is bringing you through that.
Mm. You know, it's interesting too. You know, a lot of people don't realize like what's the difference. Um, like, what's the difference between me? Like, I touch me. This is me, right, Dr. V. And I touch the chair I'm sitting on. You can do this yourself too. I'm sitting on this chair, but the chair is not me. Like, how do I know this chair is not me? How do I know this table is not me? How do I know this whiteboard is not me? But this hand is me, but this whiteboard is not me. How do I know? Do you know the answer?
I love that. That goes into like so much philosophy right there.
It does. But you know what the answer is though, right? It's your skin.
Totally. And that like, and just like the receptors that we have within our skins, right? To be to be able to experience and feel and like sweat and things like that is just incredible.
Well, I've had a great time talking today. I wrote down so many notes in the comments section. I hope the viewers go back and read my summary and the notes that I put down. But I want to have you back next week if you're willing where we will officially launch the course. We are doing a pre-launch today, drvbodyimage.com. We can talk about that. But next week, I'd like to talk a little bit more about this barrier, and then talk about the grieving process that we were going to talk about, and a few other things you might want to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love that.
So can you tell us really quickly about this online course? What were your thoughts behind making it? What were you hoping people to get out of it, etc.?
Mm-hmm. So the idea behind this online course is really to give tools that each week are going to not just help shift your mind, but help shift your body, and then connect the two together. So it's a process of letting go of experiences in your past so that you can move through the experience of shame and judgment that naturally comes in the journey of life, as well as how do you move, how do you breathe, how do you meditate, so that you can reconnect your body, your mind into this present moment. And the intention is that not only will it help you to land in your body and create a new body image, to land in more confidence and to feel really good about who you are, but also to give you the tools to stay there throughout your life.
So it's a very practical online course then.
Yes, very.
Cool. And you want me to deliver it. We're going to set it up for a weekly thing, right? So it's not just videos you watch, but you actually give them exercises to do during the week, or how does that work?
Yes. Yeah. So each week you get a tool, and to do that tool every single day so that you can actually embody the tool and experience the change. Because when we do things fast, we don't get the same results. And I'm a big believer in simplicity and consistency to actually create that transformation.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I have to write this backwards. So I can do this. This course is going to be, when it launches, 400. Oh, this is backwards, huh? Oh my gosh, this is harder than I thought. Let me see. 497. How'd I do? No, 7's backwards.
So close.
There you go, 497. That's the actual price of this course. Next week, when we launch it, it's going to be, we're going to do it for, you're not going to pay that price. You're going to pay, it's 197. Oh, wow, I'm doing good, huh? I'm getting better.
You're doing very good.
But we have a special coupon code today.
Yes.
So the code, I have to write this backwards too, is in all caps. You got to write this down, okay? Love, L-O-V-E, all caps, love.
Nice.
Nice. You like that one?
Yeah, I do.
And that will, if you put in the coupon code love right now, you'll get the online course for how much?
67.
No, get out. Get out of town.
Yeah, I know, right?
$67. So Meagan has generously agreed to give this course for $67. Use the coupon code LOVE, all caps, right? This offer is good until Sunday through Sunday, this coming Sunday. So you have a few days, but don't miss out on it. Well, Meagan Fettes, I'm going to wrap it up, but I know you're giving up your lunchtime, so I appreciate that. And we'll see you next week. It's been amazing.
Sounds great. Thank you, Dr.
for your generous offer. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
All right. Let me recap that for you. How amazing was that, right? If you want this offer, make sure you use the coupon code LOVE to get it, okay? For $67. Let me scoot over so I can. Let me see, which way am I going to go? Move this over here. There we go. I can't believe I wrote that all backwards. That's awesome. All right. So coupon code LOVE. And I want to recap what Meagan said and taught us today. That's super important. Let me scroll back up through my comments, okay? Okay. So body image issues happen when there's a disconnection between the mind and the body, is what Meagan said. But her first tip was this: you are not your mind, even though Descartes said, "I think, therefore I am." She says, you are not the mind, and you're also not the body, which is super important because when we're young and we're athletic and we're strong and we're ballerinas and dancers and stuff like that, we are so ego driven into our bodies that we start thinking that it's our bodies, that we are our bodies, but that's not true. She said, Meagan said that in the yogic teaching that we are actually the connection between the mind and body, the connection between the mind and body. And what happens with body image issues is that we get disconnected. The mind and the body are no longer connected, which is exactly what you guys mean when you say, I don't see it in the mirror. I look in the mirror and I don't see it. I don't see the changes, or I still see the old me, or I don't like what I see in the mirror, which is probably the worst aspect. So you are the connection between the mind and body. That's the first thing she said. Okay, and when you have body dysmorphia or body image issues, then it's a desire to disconnect from the present moment. So what you're disconnecting is not from the fact that you don't like how you look or you don't like your loose skin. You're disconnecting from the present moment. Now that's super powerful because if you're busy at work, if you're running errands, or you're too busy, you don't actually think about your loose skin. Am I right? It's not until something happens that brings your attention back to your loose skin. Attention is the present moment. So your attention to what's bothering you at the present moment. Maybe the steering wheel of the car rubs against your belly fat. Maybe someone puts their arms around your waist, right? Your husband or a coworker or a friend goes to hug you and puts their arms around your waist. Then you become uncomfortable with your loose skin or your body image issue. And the present moment, I mean, what is more present than looking in the mirror? Looking in the mirror and trying to do your makeup or get dressed, make sure you have your clothes all zipped up. I walked around all day yesterday with my zipper down. I clearly wasn't connected to the present moment. So the distress that you guys are feeling, the body image issues, the body dysmorphia it's a desire to disconnect from the present moment. Someone write that in the comment section. The desire to disconnect from the present moment, and that's the issue. So she says, how do you get started? Step number one. Everybody write this down. Step number one. You have to figure out, why did you have the weight loss surgery in the first place? And what does that look like? Why did you have weight loss surgery in the first place, and what does that look like, right? So, and don't give me any bullshit answers. Don't be fluffy. Don't say, I just wanted to get healthy. I did it for my kids. No, that's fluffy bullshit answer that I keep calling you guys out on, right? Be very specific, right? Like, I got tired of not being able to walk a block. I got tired of how I looked. I got tired of all the medicines. I got tired of not being able to hike or watching all my kids go off and play. You know, I got tired of watching life go by. So figure out why you had surgery. Step number two. Step number two. Step number one. Step number two. Do the things that you want to be doing. Like movement. Do the things that you fucking want to be doing. Okay, you've lost this weight. Let's say you went from 300 pounds and you were hard for you to move, and now you're down to 180 pounds or 150 pounds or fucking 200 pounds, right? Now you have this new body, essentially. 100 pounds is a high school cheerleader. Think about this. Which means if you've lost only 100 pounds, you fucking lost another person already, yo. You've already lost another person, right? So if that's the case, then you're in a new body. Now, if you're in a new body, you can do things your old body couldn't used to do. Am I right? Give me an amen. So what she says is step two, you got to start doing the things that your new body is going to allow you to do. Like move, like shift, like hike, like swim, like run, like laugh. Like to get into some sexy positions, yo. You know what I'm saying? Friday night, Netflix, chill and Netflix and get into some new pretzel positions. Come on now, do things that your new body is allowing you to do. Step number 3, super important. Now you got to start shifting your mind. Now that you're able to see what your body can do, the new things that you haven't been able to do, you got to shift your mind and say, wow, I can do that. Wow, I'm not breathing as hard. Wow, I am kind of flexible. Wow, my husband is kind of frisky. Yo, yo, right? You got to shift your mind with gratitude, saying, that's awesome. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this energy, this movement, this ability to do, right? Shift your mind with gratitude. Number 3. Step number 4. What else? Oh, I skipped one. All right. Step number 4. Mindful body connection meditation. So she walked us through this morning meditation that you need to do. This morning meditation, touch your scalp. I am so grateful for my scalp. It holds my hair in. I know my hair is thinning, but I know it will grow back thicker. Thank you for holding in my brains. Thank you for my eyebrows. See, I have backwards eyebrows. I don't know if you guys ever realized this about Dr. V, but my eyebrows are backwards. They're skinny in the middle and they're fat at the ends. It's driven me crazy all my life. But, you know, I'm grateful for eyebrows because, you know, I looked all sorts of fucked up without eyebrows if I didn't have eyebrows. Right? So gratitude, mindful body connection. Okay? So next, spend more time on areas of discomfort. So number 6, spend more time on areas of discomfort. So you want to feel uncomfortable. So when you're touching your body and giving it like, oh, my loose bat wings. I hate my loose bat wings. I hate my loose bat wings. She says don't brush over it. Like spend a lot of time on the loose bat wings, your belly fat. We spend a lot of time talking about belly fat. You want to get uncomfortable because transformation is very messy. And that's probably the last thing I want to leave you guys with is this understanding that transformation is very messy. Why did you have weight loss surgery? I always ask you guys this question. The only correct answer is this. You wanted your life to change. You wanted your life to change. Amen? If that's true, if you wanted your life to change, that means transformation. Change means transformation. And Meagan said, aha, listen, bitches, transformation is messy. Transformation is messy. So if it's messy, why are you surprised? Why are you acting all ugly? Why are you like anxious? Why are you depressed about your loose skin? Why are you upset at people who say negative things about you? Why are you upset when people are talking shit behind your back? Transformation is messy. And transformation also affects other people besides you, right? Now listen, I'm going to have her back next week for another video where we talk about some other skills, tips to get you over your body image issues, and also talk about the grieving process of when you go through this massive weight loss and trying to recoup yourself. But in the meantime, this week alone, by the time she's on next week, you will not have this offer. She and I have put together this body image online course. It's going to be amazing. I am personally, Dr. V, personally editing all her videos, adding B-roll, extra stuff, sound effects. It's really amazing. You can this is the pre-launch, drvbi.com, drvbi.com. BI stands for bodyimage.com. This course will be $497. We will launch it next week for $197. We will launch it next week for $197. But today, right now, if you go to drvbi.com and put in coupon code LOVE, L-O-V-E, all caps, LOVE. You can do it right now, LOVE. You will get this course for only $67. She took $130 off the launch price for you. This offer is only good for this week. So when you see us back for next week's Luncheon Learn, this coupon code will not work, will be expired, all right? So don't miss out on this offer. I promise you this is an amazing, amazing offer. It's an amazing, amazing course. I absolutely love it. I've had an amazing time editing it. So don't miss out on this opportunity. Click now, get this online course, right? Love you guys very much. I'll see you next week for the next Lunch and Learn. Don't miss out on love right now. See you soon. Bye.